By the end of this video, we shall be able to create brochures, magazine, books in Adobe InDesign. So without any further ado, kindly hit the subscribe button and let's get started. Okay, so here we are in Adobe InDesign. This is cool graphics. Let's get started by creating a new document. So you see create new document, click on that. All right, so this pops up, and down here you can check this preview to have a quick view of what you are going to create. So let's check that. All right, so this comes now. You see, let's change it from pixels to inches, and let's create 11, which is the width, inches, and 8.5 inches. All right, so pages will be 1, and then start on a page because it's 1. Okay, all right, so the columns are 3. You can see 3 columns here, 1, 2, and 3. Good. And the column gutter is the space between 2 columns. Okay, so you can change the column gutter. So let's make the column gutter, let's maintain the 0.375. right now. Let's drop down the margins. If you drop down the margins, we have the top margin, bottom, and then inside and outside. Okay, so we are going to make the top margin, we are going to keep the 0.375, all right, for the top and bottom. And then the inside, okay, inside we're going to make it 0.416, and the outside too, we are going to make it 0.416. all right, so with the bleed and slug, let's check the bleed. Okay, so the bleed is the red line around the artboard. Okay, and one thing is that you see this chain right here, the icon shows that it is broken. So if it is broken, then that means you can change the top margin separately. Okay, so if I increase that, you can see that only the top margin is being changed. All right, good. And if it is not, if I click on this, now it's not changed, so everything here becomes 1. Okay, or the figures are the same. So if I change the top, the bottom will also change, and then the inside and outside will also change. All right, good. So let me break it, and then let's change it back to what we want. All right, so I'll come and change the inside to 0.4167. all right, good. So we are done right here. Let's click create. Okay, so we are going to start by creating a text. Okay, so what do we need? We need a text tool. It is right here. Okay, so grab the text tool. You can press T on the keyboard for the text tool. But the difference between InDesign and Photoshop is that with Photoshop, with the text tool, you can click and then type. Okay, but with this InDesign right here, you have to drag. You click and then you drag to create a text frame. All right, then within that is where you can type in whatever that you want. So let's say you want to fill this box with random text. Okay, you are not ready to input the correct text that you want. You just want to fill them up. Just right click, and then down here you will see that fill with placeholder text. If you click on that, you have some random text, lorem ipsum, in there. All right, so that was just by the way, but that's not what we want. Let me undo that and type what we want to type right here. Okay, so right now that we are done, we just need to define food right here. We'll have a different font size, and the indulge in the art of will also have a different font size. So let me highlight this find food, and then up here you will see this. Okay, this is where you can change the font size, and the font size that I'm going to use is 47. So you can just highlight and type 47, and then the leading, I have to also change it, so I'm going to make it 50. All right, and then I'll highlight the rest, and then I will change the font size 44, and then this guy will also be 50. All right, so this is what we have, and the overall font is Moglit. We are going to use Moglit for this text, particular text right here. So I will type in Moglit. All right, so this is what we have. Now I have the text too, so let's select the move to. Okay, so you're going to change the color of the find food. So I'll grab the text to highlight only the find food. Over here, I'll double tap on this T right here, and this pops up. Now down here is where I'll input this color code, so you can copy that. Okay, so now let's highlight and then change this guy. You can copy the code on screen. All right, so the next thing that we're going to use is pen tool. All right, so you can use shortcut P on the keyboard, or you can locate it right here. Good, so let's start creating something. It's just like Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop pen tool. So you just click, and then you just come somewhere here and click, then you drag. Okay, and then after that, this imaginary line, just hold Alt, click and drag, and make it straight like this. Okay, and then click again, click here, and then close the path. All right, so what we have right now, you see it is a stroke. Let me grab the move to. We only have a stroke, so you need to change it to any color. So switch this icon, click to switch, so we have no stroke right here, but you're going to place an image in here, so the color doesn't matter. Very good. Let me bring it down a little. But in case you want to change the fill from black, you just double tap, and then you can change it to any color. Okay, but we are going to place an image in there. All right, so how do we place an image in this? Okay, so you just select this guy. You can drag and drop, or you can use Ctrl+D to import into this. So let's use the shortcut Ctrl+D on the keyboard. Then this pops up, and you can locate the image that we want to use. Okay, so I will select this guy and then hit open. Good, so now it's too big, so let's try and fit it into this shape. So let's use the shortcut Shift Ctrl+ Alt. Okay, so Shift plus Alt plus Control, and then you hit C on the keyboard. Now you see it fits in perfectly. So the shortcut for fitting images into frames is Shift Ctrl Alt C. All right, good, let's continue. So let's grab the pen tool once again. You can hold, so with this you just hold Alt on the keyboard and then click this anchor point right here to cut. Okay, and then you come down here, click, and then you close the path. Okay, so let's move it from stroke to color. So up here you see stroke. Okay, click this drop down and then set it to none, and then the top one is the fill. Okay, so let's double tap here and then input our color code. All right, good, so this is it, and I want to send it to the back. So how do I do that? You can use the shortcut Shift plus Control and then hit the open bracket on the keyboard. Very good. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to use is very simple, the ellipse tool, which is right here. Okay, so you can press L on the keyboard for the ellipse tool, or you can grab it. Okay, so let's create an ellipse right here. All right, so this stroke. Now let's deactivate the stroke, and then let's change the fill color. All right, and also remember that you can change fill colors and strokes from the top here or from here, or even from the properties. Okay, if you don't have the properties panel, because I'm going to start using the properties panel. Okay, so if you don't have the properties panel, you can go to Windows, and then down here you have properties. Good. So what we are going to do is copy this guy. So you can press or use the shortcut Control C to copy. And now let's look at the shortcut for paste in place. So let's go to Edit, and then paste in place. It is Control Alt Shift V. Let's click that. We have pasted in place. So let's increase the size. Okay, it is on top of the other one. So let's this one we are going to use stroke, please. So let's switch from fill to stroke. The color, let's switch the color from fill to stroke. And down here you see stroke size over here. Let's change the stroke size. Okay, so this size is good. So let's grab the text tool, and then let's drag some text over here, and then right click, and then let's fill with placeholder text. Good. So this is okay, and let's drag another one here. Okay, so from the properties panel, let's change the font size. Let's increase the font size. 22 is okay, and then the leading somewhere here, and then center align. Very good. And let's bring this guy here. Of course you can change the font size, the font. Okay, all right, so we are done over here. Let's come to this side. Okay, so the first thing is, let's grab the rectangle tool. You can press M on the keyboard. Very good. So we got it here. Then let's go ahead and deactivate the stroke, and then let's set a fill. Okay, so you can use the eyedropper, which is right here. Click, don't click once, click, hold, and then drag onto the color that you want to pick. Okay, so click OK with that, and if you check the properties panel here, you see corner. Okay, if you click on that using on the properties panel, you just have to click on the corner and this pops up. Okay, but up here you have to where do we have it? Here you have to hold Alt and click before you have the same panel. Okay, but let's use the properties panel. So we have corner right here where we have written corner. That's where we are going to change things. Okay, so this padlock right here means you are changing them together. So let's break it. Okay, and then let's just drop down. We have none, fancy, bevel. We are choosing rounded. Choose rounded, and then when you start increasing it, you see that you are only changing the side. Okay, so it is max. Now let's click OK. All right, so since we know how to put text in here, I'm going to paste this guy. Okay, it is text. I'm going to place it here. All right, so we need some text here, and we can select this guy right here, hold Alt on the keyboard, click and drag it here. So after releasing, you see that we are not seeing the text. This is because it is behind this shape. Okay, so let's hold Shift plus Control and then hit the closing bracket on the keyboard. It will bring it in front, and the opening will send it to the back. Okay, so if you hover right here, you can see that the arrow changes. Click, and then let's push it here. Good. Now if I zoom in, you can see plus red something here. Okay, you see a cross over here. This means we are having an error, and when you check down here, you can see one error. Why? Because the text are overlapping. Okay, and they are hidden. Some of the text is hidden. So let's drag it down here. Now you see this guy was missing, and now you can see that you see no errors down here. So always check that. Very good. So let's just change the color to white. Okay, very good. And then let's grab the rectangle tool, and then let's create some rectangle over here. Okay, so let's deactivate, and then with the color, wait, hold up. All right. Okay, so let me make few adjustments and then let's continue. So let me drag this guy somewhere here and let's bring this guy to the top a little bit. Okay, we are good. Okay, so right now what we are going to do is very interesting. Okay, we need 9 square boxes in here, and then we place our food images in there, but we are not going to use the rectangular tool. We're going to use the rectangle frame tool. Okay, so let's grab that and then take note of this very carefully. Okay, so click and drag. Okay, but when you click and drag without holding the shift key, you could have a random rectangle or a square, but press the shift so that we will get a perfect square. And don't remove your finger from the shift key, and don't remove your finger from the mouse click. Okay, and while you are holding these two things, find another finger to press the top arrow key and then the right arrow key. Okay, so I clicked once, so that's why we have 4 squares. So I'm going to click the top. Meanwhile, you are still holding the shift and mouse click, and then I'm tapping the top again, top arrow key, and then the right arrow key. You see, if I tap the top, I increase, right, I increase. If I tap on the down arrow key, I decrease, left arrow key, I decrease to the left and to the top and down. So you have 9. Okay, now you can remove our fingers from everything. So with this, you can just choose a color for them. Okay, like they all be filled with the same color, and we don't need this color because we're going to place in images. All right, so let's adjust this. Let's drag over these 6 and push them up like this. Okay, and let me push these 3 up like this. Okay, so select these 3, and then over here you will see distribute vertical centers. Okay, and then we drag over these 3, distribute vertical centers, drag here, distribute vertical centers. Okay, good. So we have these guys. Now how do we place images in these guys? We are going to use the shortcut again, Control D. All right, so hit Control D, and then let's drag over these images. They are 9. Okay, make sure you select 9 images according to the boxes. All right, so let's tap on each box to donate. We are donating images. Good. So now they are big and not nice. So how do we fit? Just like we did over here. Okay, so you can select them all and then use the Shift, Control, Alt plus C on the keyboard, and they all fit in like this. So let's grab the rectangle tool, and then let's get some rectangle right here. All right, so let's switch to black. Okay, and then Alt click and duplicate to here. All right, so you're going to use the eyedropper tool. So this is how the eyedropper tool is used. So you can press I for the eyedropper, which is right here. With the eyedropper, this rectangle is selected. So the color that I want to pick, I will just tap on that color and it will get filled. But you see that it has changed to left. Okay, so if I hold Alt, it goes to the right. If I release, it comes to the left. The right means pick, and then the left means drop. Okay, so I'm going to pick this color, then when I release my finger from the Alt key, it goes to the right, and then I can drop it here. That's how the eyedropper works. Okay, good. Okay, so now let's right click on the rectangle frame tool and let's pick the ellipse frame tool. So let's create an ellipse right here. So let me bring it down here. Okay, then after this, Control D, and then let's select this image, open. Shift, Control, Alt plus C on the keyboard. All right, so we have this. Good. So let's quickly go to Windows effects. Okay, the effects panel will pop up like this, and then click these three dots in here. You see effects, and then drop shadow. Okay, so with a drop shadow, the distance, you're going to make it 0.1875, opacity 25, and then this guy, we're going to make it 0.125, and then the angle should come somewhere here. All right, so we're good. Let's click OK. Okay, so let's take this guy out of here, and let's grab the ellipse frame tool again. Now let's create another frame right here. Okay, so grab the move tool and bring it here, then Control D, then select this 50%, Shift Alt Control plus C on the keyboard. You got this, right? And then okay, so let's grab the rectangle tool again, and then let's create a rectangle. Then let's go ahead and change the color. Okay, so you can choose any color because you insert an image. Okay, and let's take away the stroke. You don't want any stroke, but something around it. So let's come to the properties panel, and we see corner here. Let's click on corner. This icon means they are linked. Okay, but when you click to make changes to the border radius, they are not changing. Okay, nothing is happening. This is because over here it is set to none. So whether you want a bevel or fancy corner radius, you just choose, but we are choosing rounded so that we can change. We can make it round just like this. Okay, all right, so we don't want the top right and top left, so we will click the top left and set it to none. But since they are all linked, they will all be set to none. All right, so let's do that again. So let's break the chain, and then let's set the top left to none, just like this, and then let's set the top right also to none. This is because the chain is broken. All right, so let's click OK. Now with this selected, press Ctrl C to copy, and then Ctrl V to paste. But let's put this guy aside, and let's select this guy and Ctrl D because we want to insert an image. So let's pick this image, this one. Good, and let's open. So we use Shift Ctrl Alt plus C. Then we have this. And now let's bring this on top. Okay, and let's push it up like this, and then let's choose the eyedropper. Okay, so copy this, but it takes it takes the shape. Okay, it changes everything. All right, so let's not use the eyedropper, so let's select this guy. So grab the eyedropper from this color picker, click, don't release the mouse, and then so down here is opacity. Okay, or you can change the opacity from here. Just like that. All right, so on this brochure we want clients to be able to scan. Okay, so we would need a QR code, but in InDesign you can generate a QR code. Okay, so let's come to object, and down somewhere here you see, where is it, generate QR code. Okay, so this is plain text. If for randomness sake, okay, if you are just showing off, but this type, you can choose the drop down, and then you have web hyperlink, and you can type in a web address or something, and then we have text message, so the phone number and then the message. So when the anyone scans this QR code, they will get a phone number and the message. And we have email, so your email address, subject, and then the message, and then business card. Okay, a bunch of things. We are not going through that. Okay, so let's choose maybe plain text. Okay, then you type something in here. It won't show, those text won't show. All right, then here is where you can choose the color for the QR code, but mine, I'm choosing black. Okay, so mine is black, and click OK. So this is the QR code, right? So you just click and you drag, release, and then you have the QR code. All right, so since we know how to input text or type in InDesign, I'm going to paste this to speed things up. All right, so I'll place it here. Exactly. So the next thing that we are going to do is use the pen tool for something small. All right, so let's quickly grab the pen tool. You can press P on the keyboard and let's draw something. So you click once, and then you click, then you drag. Okay, like this. Then you can come somewhere here, click. All right, click here, and then close the path. So with this, you are not going to change things from here. I just want to show you a simple way. So you grab the eyedropper tool, all right, and then you click on any color or shape that you want. Okay, so you want this color, and I will click on that, and it is here. Very good. So hold Alt, click, and drag down. Okay, so you've duplicated down by the same color, so we can see that. All right, so let's come up here and change it to white. All right, so this is it. Let's drag it up a little. Okay, and the same thing, hold Alt, click, and drag down, and then I use the eyedropper and click this guy to copy the properties. Okay, okay, but let's move this guy here. All right, so I just added these contact information. Okay, so if you want to remove these guidelines from the artwork and see what we have so far, then we have to go to view and then guides. Okay, then you can choose hide guides from here, and then go back to view and extras, and then hide frame edges, and then okay, so this is how it works. And if you love to see more tutorials on InDesign, Photoshop, Illustrator, just kindly subscribe to this channel, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like this video and put any comments you want below. I'll reply you, and I'm out. Peace.